Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dandvat Pranam. Nice to see you after a long time.
Hari Hari Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dandvat Pranam.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, I think we can start. There is, I think, Vyas Puja celebration for Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj in SJM. So quite a few devotees who are attending the program, they have gone there.
That's
I
okay.
think we may have little less devotees today.
Okay, that's fine.
Can we start, Prabhuji?
Okay.
Hare Krishna devotees, Dandavat Pranam. Welcome to Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. We are very glad and fortunate to have the association of His Grace Srinidhi Govinda Prabhu. Prabhuji is giving his association after quite some time. Prabhuji was very busy, but despite his busy schedule, kindly agreed to give his association. Prabhuji will be sharing the nectar from Srimad Bhagavatam, canto number 6, chapter number 1, sloka number 16.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, over to you, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devyam Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraye Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavate Uttama Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtake Shranvatam Swakatha Krishna Punya Shravana Kirtanaha Hrudayantastu Yabhadrani Vidonate Savritsatam Tatarajastamo Bhavaha Kamalobhadayaschaye Chetayetir Anavidham Sthitam Sattve Prasidati Evam Prasanna Manaso Bhagavat Bhaktir Yogataha Bhagavat Tattva Vidyanam Mukta Sangasya Jayate Vidyate Vridaya Grante Chindante Sarva Samshayaha Kriyante Sasya Karmani Drashtva Eva Atmanishware. Hare Krishna. So, welcome everybody to this Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya morning program. So, we are reading from Canto 6, Chapter 1, verse number 16. Na tatha bhagavan rajan puyeta tapa adibhihi yatha krishnarpita pranas tatpurusha nishevaya न तथा ह्यघवान् राजन् पुयेत तप आदिभिः यथा कृष्णार्पितप्राणस्तत्पुरुषनिषेवया न तथा ह्यघवान् राजन् पुयेत तप आदिभिः यथा कृष्णार्पितप्राणस्तत्पुरुषनिषेवया. I'll just go to translation directly. Translation, my dear king, if a sinful person engages in the service of bona fide devotee of the Lord and thus learns how to dedicate his life unto the lotus feet of Krishna, he can be completely purified. One cannot be purified merely by undergoing austerity, penance, brahmacharya, and the other methods of atonement I have previously described. Purport. Tat Purusha refers to the preacher of Krishna consciousness, such as the spiritual master. Srila Narottam Das Thakur has said, Chadiya Vaishnava Seva Nistara Payeche Keba. Without serving a bona fide spiritual master, an ideal Vaishnava who can be delivered from the clutches of Maya. This idea is also expressed in many other places. Srimad Bhagavatam 5.5.2 says, Mahat Sevam Dwaram Ahur Vimuktehe. If one desires liberation from the clutches of Maya, one must associate with pure devotee, Mahatma. A Mahatma is one who engages 24 hours daily in loving service of the Lord. As Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita 9.13, Mahatmanastu mam partha daivim prakatimashritaha bhajanti ananya manaso jnatva bhutadim avyayam. O son of Pritha, those who are not deluded, the great souls, are under the protection of the divine nature. They are fully engaged in the devotional service because they know me as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, original and inexhaustible. Thus, the symptom of Mahatma is that he has no engagement other than service to Krishna. One must render service to Vaishnava in order to get freed from sinful reactions. Revive once the original Krishna consciousness and be trained in how to love Krishna. This is a result of Mahatma Seva. Of course, if one engages in the service of pure devotee, the reactions of one's sinful life are vanquished automatically. Devotional service is necessary not to drive away an insignificant stock of sins, but to awaken our dormant love for Krishna. As the fog is vanquished at the first glimpse of sunlight, one's sinful reactions are automatically vanquished as soon as one begins serving a pure devotee. No separate endeavor is required. The word Krishna Arpita Pranaha refers to the devotee who dedicates his life to serving Krishna, not to being saved from the path of hellish life. A devotee is Narayana Parayana or Vasudeva Parayana, which means that the path of Vasudeva or the devotional path in his life and soul. Narayana Parasarve na Kutaschana Bibhyati. Such a devotee is not afraid of going anywhere. There is a path forward liberation in higher planetary systems and a path toward the hellish planets. But Narayana Para devotee is unafraid wherever he is sent. He simply wants to remember Krishna wherever he may be. Such a devotee is unconcerned with the hell or heaven. He is simply attached to rendering service to Krishna. When a devotee is put into hellish conditions, he accepts them as Krishna's mercy. Tattenu kampam sushakshamanaha. He does not protect, oh, I am such a great devotee of Krishna. Why have I been put in this misery? Instead, he thinks, this is Krishna's mercy. Such an attitude is possible for a devotee who engages in the service of Krishna's representative. This is a secret of success. Om Ajnana-timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Mena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitam Mena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Gurum Shri Jatapatakamalam Shri Gurum Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Sabadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakaanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhyevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Namo Mr. Padaya Krishna Pashtaya Bhutale Smataya Jabata Swami Ramani Nama Acharya Padaya Nitaya Kripavardhaya Gaura Gatamadaya Krakramataya Namo Mr. Padaya Krishna Pashtaya Bhutale Smati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Ramani Namaste Saraswati Devi Gaurvani Pujani Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschate Desatare न तथा ह्यगवान् राजन् पूयेत तप आदिभिः यथा कृष्णार्पितप्राणस्तत्पुरुषनिषेवया. My dear king, if a sinful person engages in the service of bona fide devotee of the Lord and thus learns how to dedicate his life unto lotus feet of Krishna, he can be completely purified. One cannot be purified merely by undergoing austerity, penance, brahmacharya, and other methods of atonement. I have previously explained. So, Srila Prabhupada gives meaning of Aghavan and also compares with Bhagavan. So, Aghavan and Bhagavan. So, a journey from darkness to light, basically. The verse uses agavan in Sanskrit. Aga means sins, basically. Bhaga means opulence. And same thing you can also see Bhagavan. Bhagavan means the possessor of all opulences. So we have two poles, basically Bhagavan and Agavan. Bhagavan is a supreme, complete, full of knowledge and bliss. Agavan is full of sin, ignorance, and forgetfulness. So basically, human life is a journey from Agavan to Bhagavan consciousness. Not that we become God, but we become godly by becoming servants of God. So in this world, people glorify external achievements like degrees, money, property, but Srimad Bhagavatam glorifies us, basically inner transformation. And Prabhupada says the real measurement of progress is how much we have reduced sinful tendencies. Not how many verses we can quote, not how many followers we have, not how many likes we get, but how pure our consciousness has become. But to reach that stage, we must remove sinful reactions, and more importantly, please note this, the desire to commit sinful activities. So earlier in this chapter, we have discussed basically different methods for purifications are described like prayaschitta, austerities, brahmacharya. These may help, but Srila Prabhupada says none of them guarantee perfection. Bhakti Yoga alone guarantees purification because Bhakti automatically includes everything karma, dhyana, austerity, renunciation, all are perfected within the devotion. Therefore, the easiest and surest path is Kevala Bhakti, pure devotional service. So, to explain Kevala Bhakti, Srila Prabhupada often gives two Hindi statements. In one of his lecture, I saw this. Translation, Krishna ki hi bhakti karenge. We worship only Krishna. Number two, Krishna ki bhi bhakti karenge. Which one is correct? So basically, Krishna ki hi bhakti is only Krishna. This is Kevala Bhakti. Krishna ki bhi bhakti, Krishna also along with others. This is not pure devotion. So many so-called Hindus say, why only Krishna? Why not Shiva? Why not Durga? Why not Ganesh? Everything is one. But Lord Chaitanya and the Bhagavatam teaches us that pure devotion is exclusive. Just as a husband or a wife does not accept I love you also, similarly, Krishna does not accept diluted devotion. So pure devotion is expressed beautifully in Shikshastakam. Ashlishyavapādaratam pinastu mam adarshanaन् marmahatam karotu va yata tatha va vidadatu lampato matprananatastu sa eva naparaha. O Krishna, you may embrace me or you may break my heart by remaining distant. Still you are my Lord birth after that birth. This is Kevala Bhakti. So many modern people criticize Lord Ramachandra's treatment of Sita Devi. They ask, why did he send her to forest? Why did he test her? But notice, one thing you need to notice, Sita Devi herself never criticized. She said, whatever you do, you are my Lord. When the person receiving the action does not complain, why are outsiders complaining? This is the mood of pure devotion. Unshakable loyalty to the Lord. Anyone who performs such exclusive devotion is called Vasudeva Parayana, fixed in devotion or to Krishna. Such person becomes completely purified, not only from sinful reactions, but from the very root of sinful desire. Srila Prabhupada gives very beautiful example in the purport. When the sun rises, fog disappears. The sun does not try to remove the fog. It simply rises. The fog vanishes. Similarly, when even a small ray of pure devotion rises in the heart, sinful reactions, sinful desires, sinful tendencies disappear effortlessly. People today prefer pravritti marga, life dedicated to sense enjoyment. They do not want to follow dharma. Therefore, they invent philosophies like there is no next life. Even the so-called scientists claim there is no proof of next life. But Prabhupada challenges basically this thinking. You may say there is no next life. I say there is a next life. So, you cannot prove your claim, nor I immediately prove mine. So why take risk? Even if there is possibility of next life, you must live responsibly. Just like child may think, I will stay child forever. But elders know he will become youth and suffer if he does not prepare for youth and next life. So similarly, whether one believes it or not, the next life will come. So we must become purified before death. So Krishna says that a true devotee is one who has finished all the pious and impious karma. How do we recognize such devotee? Srila Prabhupada says he performs devotional service steadily without deviation. A Vaishnava never breaks regulative principles, otherwise progress becomes extremely slow. Srila Prabhupada warns, if you do not strictly follow your four regulative principles, and he says, it may take 700 lifetimes to become perfect. We should not take that risk. So how do we achieve that Kevala Bhakti? We must take shelter of one who is Krishnarpita Prana, a devotee who has given his life and soul to Krishna. Such devotees are very rare. In the 11th canto, it says, Durlabho manusho deho dehinam Krishna Banguraha Tatrapi Durlabham Manne Vaikunta Priyadarshanam. Human life is very rare and association of pure devotees is rarer. But when one contacts such a devotee, sinful reactions flee like birds flying away when we just clap. So the first step in spiritual life is Adhav Guru Ashraya, Adhav Shraddha, taking shelter of bona fide spiritual master. Ideally, one should accept Uttama Adhikari as a spiritual master, someone who is fully realized. Under his guidance, advancement becomes swift and guaranteed. So Srila Prabhupada says, becoming perfect is easy. And stay close to perfect person and you become perfect. But because we cling to our own imperfections, we often take shelter of imperfect guides. Krishna always keeps pure devotees on earth, but he also examines our sincerity. Only when the desire to purify becomes genuine does Krishna guide us to his pure representative. In Kali Yuga, we have the topmost benediction for all of us is the holy name received from our spiritual master. So there's a story, small story that I have heard. There was a house and a person was living with his family. And in front of the house, there was a big tree. And there are a lot of crows on the tree. And he was always worried that that crow may enter his house because it's very inauspicious. The crow enters the house. So what he did was he just took one stone and threw at the crows, and all the crows flew away. So similarly, you don't need stone for each crow. Just one stone, all the crow flew away. So this is the meaning is, if you chant the holy name of Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, all our sins will go away first. So Bhakti Vinod Thakur glorifies the holy name in his Harinam Chintamani in it. He gives many instructions on how we can improve our japa basically. In that book, he speaks of 7 blessings that the holy name can bestow. He explains them on the basis of Shikshashtaka prayers. So in the first verse of Shikshashtaka, Bhaktivinoda Thakur says the holy name gives 7 blessings. The first blessing is Cheto Darpana Marjanam, that is, the mirror of mind becomes cleansed. By chanting the Hare Krishna mantra, the layers of dust accumulated in our heart are completely removed. Prabhupada would often gives an example. He would say, chanting Hare Krishna mantra is entering a room full of dust and cleaning it. So suppose if you go for a month or 2 months on a holiday, lock the house and go. When you come back, first thing you see a lot of dust, cobwebs and everything. So what you do immediately is you keep the bags and take the broom. So start removing cobwebs first on the top and then start cleaning your house. In the same way, our hearts are filled with anarthas, tendencies, and the faults that have been gathered over millions of births. So the most effective tool to purify them is Mahamantra. So when the dust in the mirror of the heart is wiped away, the pure nature of the soul becomes revealed. When there is a dust on the mirror, we cannot see our reflection. When the dust is removed, the reflection becomes clear. Similarly, through the Hare Krishna mantra, we are cleansing the mirror of our heart. Thus, the first blessing is of the Hare Krishna mantra, Mahamantra, is that it wipes away the dust settled upon the mirror of our heart. The second blessing is Bhava Maha Davagni Nirvapanam. This means that the blazing fire of material existence, the miseries of the ocean of material life, becomes extinguished by chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra. So in today's Kali Yuga, no one is peaceful, no one is happy, everyone is filled with anxiety, sorrow, doubts. Thus, the second blessing of Hare Krishna Mahamantra is that it destroys this material fire and leads us forward peace and the consciousness of the Lord. The third blessing is Shreyaha Kairava Chandrika Vitaranam. This means that auspiciousness begins to blossom gradually like a lotus blossoming in the moonlight. So just as a lotus flower slowly blooms in the light of moon, the Hare Krishna Mahamantra slowly causes auspicious energy, devotion, and gentleness to bloom within the heart. Once the dust of the heart is removed and the fire of the material existence has been pacified, these auspicious qualities begin to blossom within. This is a real experience visible in life of every devotee. By Prabhupada's mercy and the kindness of devotees, all of us can agree that once we begin chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra, our lives becomes better. Even though material problems may exist, they do not affect us as before because auspiciousness has begun to blossom within. This is known as the third blessing. And the fourth blessing is the knowledge of Supreme Lord is described as Vidya Vadhu Jivanam. So Vadhu means newly married bride. That is, transcendental knowledge about Krishna begins to bloom within the heart. It brings freshness like that of the new bride. See the comparison Bhaktivinoda Thakur is making. Bhaktivinoda Thakur explains in that Harinam Chintamani, when the husband, which is the holy name, appears within the heart, the bride of the devotional service becomes enlivened with joy. So thus, When we invite the husband, the Hare Krishna Mahamantra into our heart, the bride of the devotion shines joyfully. This is said to be fourth blessings in the Shikshastaka. The fifth blessing is Anandambudhi Vardhanam. Vardhanam means increasing, expanding. This means that ocean of bliss within the devotee expands endlessly. Once the mirror of the heart is clean, the ocean of bliss begins to expand infinitely. The fire of material existence has been extinguished, auspicious qualities have begun to manifest. Through devotion, transcendental knowledge about Supreme Lord is rising within the heart. All of this rises from the process of our Hare Krishna Mahamantra Japada. The fifth blessing is that we begin to experience the ocean of bliss, and this bliss, this happiness increases through japa, through the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. And the sixth blessing is Purnamrita Swadhanam. Swada means taste. Thus, when we enjoy chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra, we begin to develop a taste for it. So, we remember, particularly, I remember when I first came to the path of Krishna consciousness, I had no interest listening to lectures. So, when lectures were going on, I would go and do some other work, some other seva. But gradually, as I started doing japa, so the desire to hear started to grow. As our taste for hearing grows, we know that it transforms our heart. This is the next blessing. Our desire for devotional service increases. Not only for the practical purpose of service, but also for chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra. This is the sixth blessing, Purnamrita Swadhanam. The seventh and the last blessing, Sarvatma Snapanam. Sarvatma Snapanam means that all selfish tendencies are washed away from heart. The main reason we came into material world is the consciousness is I and mine. Nanu mattu nannadu. Why should I not enjoy you? Why should only Krishna enjoy? This ego is the root of our bondage. But this final blessing of Hare Krishna Mahamantra helps us to transcend the consciousness of I and mine and direct our mind toward Krishna. It frees us from the selfishness and centers our mind towards the service of Krishna and his devotees. Sometimes even a devotee fall into the trap of negative ego. I am most sinful. A lot of people say, and Prabhupada did not like it. Once devotee said, Prabhupada, I am the most sinful person in the world. Prabhupada replied, you are not most sinful. You are not anything. We are all tiny servants of Lord. He said, to think you are most sinful is also a form of ego. We are simply the servants of the servants of the servants of the Lord, nothing more. So this is the effect of blessing called Sarvatma Snapanam. To rise above the consciousness I and mine and become centered on Krishna's happiness and the service of the devotees. Thus, the devotee who chants Hare Krishna Mahamantra in a proper and cultured way received these 7 blessings. And the final line is Param Vijayate Sri Krishna Sankirtanam, means all glory to the victorious Sankirtana of Sri Krishna. Only when we make this Sankirtana of Krishna, Sri Krishna, victorious, do these 7 blessings becomes ours. As Bhaktivinoda Saraswati Thakur says, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur says, only Sankirtana performed with proper attitude and consciousness brings about these blessings. Then Bhakti Vinod Thakur focus on the next verse in Shikshastaka, Durdaivam Idrisham Ihajani Nanuragaha. So he says, Durdaivam means I'm so unfortunate that I have no taste. Although the Hare Krishna Mahamantra can give all these blessings, I have no enthusiasm to chant it. this appears a little bit contradictory. In the first verse, we declare the glories of Mahamantra, but in the second verse, we confess our misfortune. So thus, how do you bridge this gap? There's a gap. How do you receive these blessings? Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, the answer lies in the third verse of the Shikshashtaka. Tranadapi shunishena taroriva sahishnuna. Amanina maradena kirtaneya sadahari. This verse is a perfect formula. The mantra we should always keep around our necks, all devotees. So, Tranadapi Shunichena means to give respect to others while not expecting respect for oneself. And in this humble state of mind, one must constantly chant the holy name. But since we have no taste of chanting, constantly becomes difficult. Our mind is restless, so this is not easy. During the time of Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, there was a disciple named Akinchana Krishnadas Babaji Maharaj, and he would engage in japa day and night. Some disciples complained to Thakur, he is not doing any service, we are doing everything. And Thakur says, very well, put a notice to the newspaper. In our temple, you will receive free food and residence lifelong, but you must chant day and night. But no one came. Then he said, Akinchana Krishnadas Babaji Maharaj has obtained taste. Those without that taste cannot chant day and night. Prabhupada also highly praised Akinchan Krishnadas Babaji Maharaj. He was present during Prabhupada's sannyas initiation in Mathura, and Prabhupada actually encouraged him, always chant Hare Krishna mantra loudly. Once Akinchana Krishnadas Babaji Maharaj was very unwell. The doctor had come to examine him, likely because he had a weak heart. The doctor placed a stethoscope on Babaji Maharaj's chest and let everyone present listen. Normally, when a doctor places a stethoscope, one hears dub, dub, dub sound in the heart. But instead of that sound, what was heard from the heart of Akinchan Krishnadas Babaji Maharaj was only the vibration of Hare Krishna mantra. Such was the immense absorption in chanting. And Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati informed his disciples of this incident. He said, do not disturb him. Let him continue chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra constantly. So we also strive to attain the state, but the state always remembering the holy name. If we chant continuously, we will be able to experience the 7 blessings that Hare Krishna Mahamantra can give. So I thought I'll just give Chaitanya Charitamrita. I will share this. You are able to see, Prabhu? Or?
Yes, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu.
So Chaitanya Charitamrita in the Madhya Leela, it said, Brahmanda Brahmite kon Bhagyavan Jiva Guru Krishna Prasade Pai Bhakti Lata Bija. So according to their karma, all living entities are wandering throughout the entire universe. But some of them are being elevated to the upper planetary systems, and some are going down into the lower planetary systems. Out of many millions of wandering living entities, one who is very fortunate gets an opportunity to associate with bona fide spiritual master by the grace of Krishna. So he's Bhagyavan by the grace of Krishna. By the mercy of both Krishna and spiritual master, such person received the seed of creeper of devotional service. So, Guru Krishna Prasade Pai Bhakti Lata Bij, we get the seed of devotional service. Then what happens next? Nitya Siddha Krishna Prema Sadhya Kabunaya Shravanadi Shubha Shuddha Chitte Karaye Udaya. See, this dormant devotional service to Krishna is within everyone, basically. Simply by associating with devotees, hearing their good instruction, chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra, this dormant Krishna consciousness is awakened In this way, one acquires the seed of devotional service. Guru Krishna Prasade Pai Bhakti Lata Bridge. So, every person has some objective basically. See, objective is basically that in this thing they give goals, no? So in the company they give goals. So that is sadhya and sadhana. The objective is called sadhya, and the path to achieve that objective, the way is called sadhana. Sometimes, as parents, we think that our children should be happy, they should not suffer. We therefore put them in school to learn and read and become qualified to know how they can be happy in future. So here, money is the objective. To achieve this, someone chooses the path to become advocate, lawyer, some become doctors, some become engineers, some engage business. So what is the main purpose? In their life, the money is the main purpose. How to make the money. The way or process is called sadhana. So similarly, in devotional service also, this is simple way of example. So here we have got the seed from Guru. Then Mali Hana Kare Sei Bija Aropana Shravana Kirtana Jale Karaya Sikana. Here, when the person received that seed of devotional service, he should take care of it by becoming gardener and sowing the seed in the heart. If he waters the seed gradually by the process of Shravanam and Kirtanam, hearing and chanting, the seed will begin to sprout. This is continuous verses in Madhyalila. These are beautiful verses. Upajiya Badelata Brahmanda Bedi Yaya Viraja Brahma Loka Bedi Para Vyoma Paya. As one waters that Bhakti Lata base, the seed sprouts and the creeper gradually grows to the point where it penetrates the wall of this universe and goes beyond Viraja river. Lying between the spiritual world and the material world, it attains Brahmaloka, the Brahman effulgence, and penetrating through that stratum, it reaches the spiritual sky and spiritual planet Goloka Vrindavan. See how beautiful the whole thing, just by chanting, you can go up to the Goloka Vrindavan, back to our place in Purandaradasa says, no, Allide Nammamane, Illiruvadu Summane. So we have to all travel back to our original home in Goloka Vrindavan. Tabe yaya taba upari Goloka Vrindavan, Krishna Charana Kalpa Vrikshe Kare Arohan. So being situated in one's heart and being watered by Shravana Kirtana, the Bhakti creeper grows more and more. In this way, it attains the shelter of a desire tree of the lotus feet of Krishna, who is eternally situated in the planet known as Goloka Vrindavan in the topmost region of the spiritual sky. See? The next one, Tahana Vistarita Hana Fale Prema Fala, Ihan Mali Seche Nitya Shravanadi Jala. The creeper greatly expands in Goloka Vrindavan planet, and there it produces the fruit of love of Krishna. Although remaining in the material world, the gardener regularly sprinkles the creeper with water of hearing and chanting. Yadi Vaishnava Aparahada Ute Hati Matha Upade Vachinde Tara Sukhi Yaya Pata. So in the course of time, if the devotee commits an offense at the feet of Vaishnava, while cultivating the creeper of devotional service in the material world, his offense is compared to a mad elephant that approaches the creeper and breaks it. In this way, the leaves of the creeper are dried up. So we have to be very careful that the Vaishnava aparad, is more dangerous. It is compared to the mad elephant offenses. How the mad elephant comes to the park and destroys everything in the park. So similarly, Vaishnava aparad is very, very dangerous. So Tate Mali Yatnakari Kare avarana aparada hastira yachenahaya udgama. See, the gardener must defend the creeper by fencing it all around so that the powerful elephant of offenses may not enter. So we should protect ourselves. We should be always in the association of devotees and serving spiritual master. Serving spiritual master when he is not with us, he is not here, present with us. So we should just follow his instructions. So following instructions also is a serving spiritual master. So we should follow spiritual master's instructions and be in the association of devotees. So in that way, that is a fence for all of us. Then किंतु यादि लतारा संगे उतने उपसखा भुक्ति मुक्ति वांचस yatha asankhya tara lekha. Sometimes the unwanted creepers will grow, such as creepers of desires for material enjoyment and liberation from the material world, grow along with the creeper of devotional service. So the varieties of such unwanted creepers are unlimited. Basically, we should be very careful. So when the farmer is actually sowing the seeds, when it sprouts up, lot of weeds also will sprout up. So what he does is he removes all the weeds so that actual whatever the crop that he has sown will come very nicely. So, Nishidhachara Kutinati Jiva Himsana Labha Puja Pratishtadi Yatha Upasakha Gana. So, some unnecessary creepers going in the bhakti, along with bhakti creeper, are the creepers of behavior unacceptable. For those trying to attain perfection, diplomatic behavior, animal killing, mundane profiteering, mundane adoration, and mundane importance. All these are unwanted creepers. So we should be very careful about all these things. And prathame upa sakhara karaye chedana tabe mula sakhabadi yaya vrindavana. As soon as an intelligent devotee sees that unwanted creeper going beside the original creeper, he must cut down instantly. Then the real creeper, the Bhakti Lata, grows nicely, returns home back to Godhead, and seeks a shelter under the lotus feet of Krishna. So, one second. So, to enter the spiritual world, we must spiritually pure, like fire entering fire. The spiritual world looks similar to this world. Urdhva Moolamadashagam Ashwattam Prahuravyayam Chandamsi Yasya Parnani Astam Veda Saveda Vita. The trees, lakes, crows, cows, but everything is spiritual, effulgent, eternal, no disease, no exam, no politics, no birth, no death. To enter that world, we must purify ourselves through association with pure devotees, through faithful devotional service. Prabhupada gives examples. This place is beautiful because intelligent people worked hard. In this world, even to live comfortably, we must work hard. Yet people remain unhappy because they lack connection with Krishna. So some people perform pious activities and go to heavenly planets, but heaven is temporary. Krishna says, Abrahma bhuvana loka punaravartanu arjuna. Mamapetyati kaunteya punarjanma na vidyate. From the highest planet of the material world down to the lowest, all are places of misery, wherein repeated birth, death takes place there. But one who attains my abode, or son of Kunti, never takes birth again. So if you come to me, you never return. So devotional service also requires work. But compared to material life is extremely easy. Krishna says, Raja Vidya Rajaguhyam Pavitram Idam Uttamam Pratyaksha Vagamam Dharmam Susukam Kartum Avyayam. So what is the difficulty? So we should simply sit and chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra very nicely, dance and take prasad. This is a process. Susukam, very easy. And it is avyayam, never lost. So material assets diminish. Spiritual credit accumulates eternally. If you complete 10% in life, next life you start from 11%. Prabhupada gives a humorous example. Suppose a student passes MBBS and he becomes a good doctor, rich doctor. He becomes a rich doctor. If he fails, he would get RMP and still earn something. Similarly, if you succeed in bhakti, you go back home, back to Godhead. If you fall short, Neha Bhikvanashosti Pratyavayo na vidyate Swalpamapyasya dharmasya trayate mahato bhayat. No loss. No loss at all. So Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, even if you chant once, Swalpamapyasya dharmasya. So Prabhupada said to Americans, you Americans must have done devotional service in your previous life. Therefore, you have taken birth as in the fortunate place. But do not waste this opportunity. The most important principle of this verse is taking shelter of a pure devotee. This verse summary. So sometimes people use the word guru very cheaply. We should not use. But the real guru is one who gives diksha, divine knowledge, divine life. So then Guru, Prabhupada said actually, Guru is not for show, not for fashion. I have a pet dog, I have a guru, not like that, Prabhupada said. We must qualify ourselves through service. Why serve Guru? Prabhupada says that. Because material life is full of anxiety. A devotee may lose a job, lose wealth, lose loved ones, but when he sees Krishna's hand, he becomes peaceful. So, a devotee once lost a job. He was earning 25 lakhs per month, per year. The same man, same intelligence, but no job. Why? Krishna controls everything. Only when Krishna gives sanction does anything happen. Therefore, we may take shelter. A pure devotee is like a blacksmith, he says. Prabhupada says this. One strike in right place and our material bondage is undone. So, how beautiful it is. That's why Americans immediately accept Krishna, whereas Indians argue, Prabhupada said, why not Shiva, why not Ganesh? And someone said Krishna is dark. Dark means unknown. Prabhupada replied, if he is unknown, why is your guru writing commentary? Why waste time? We go to Guru because our real disease is false ego. Only service to devotees destroys ego. Prabhupada established that hierarchy, so we learn to follow authority, not just the highest devotee. The original cause of suffering is disobedience to God. The cure is obedience to his representatives. So I just want to summarize the whole purport. So according to Srila Prabhupada and the Shastras, the spiritual master is essential because he teaches, he purifies, he inspires, he guides, he corrects, he prays for, and ultimately delivers the disciple back to Krishna. So if you want, it is said, Prabhupada actually gives us these lines. Chakshudan diloye janme janme prabhu se divya dhyan hruday prakasito. The spiritual master gives that divine knowledge. So, Guru Mukha Padma Vakyam Sitete Kuriya Kya Arana Kuriyo Mane Asha. So one learns devotional service by taking Guru's instructions as life and soul. So it's important Narottam Das Thakur also says, Prabhupada gives an example. So, ultimately, in the 11th canto, Prabhupada mentions this. I am not satisfied by austerity, Vedic study, or worship. I am satisfied by one who serves my pure devotee. So, service must be faithful and loving. Love means even many reasons appear to break the relationship. It does not break. That is love. So Prabhupada gives very beautiful examples. I just want to summarize. See, he talks about Tat Purusha, means the preacher of Krishna consciousness. It is especially mentioned as a bona fide spiritual master. Service to Vaishnava is essential. Service to spiritual master is essential. Without serving a Vaishnava, one cannot be freed from Maya. So Narottam Das Thakur's song he mentions, without serving a Vaishnava, who can be delivered? Association and service of Mahatma opens the door to a liberation. A Mahatma always engaged in exclusive service to Krishna, as confirmed in Bhagavad Gita, the 9.39, Mahatma Anastumam Partha. So, serving a pure devotee automatically destroys all sinful reactions. No separate effort is needed. Then, devotional service is not mainly for removing sins, it is for awakening dormant love for Krishna. He gives the example of fog. When sunlight driving away fogs, sins vanish when one begins serving pure devotees. Then Krishna Arpita Prana. A true devotee dedicates his entire life to Krishna, not for avoiding hell, but out of pure devotion. I just thought, Narayana para devotee fears nothing, neither hell nor heaven. He simply wants to remember and serve Krishna everywhere. Even suffering is accepted as Krishna's mercy. Tattevano kampam, he mentions. A pure devotee never protects misfortune. He sees everything as Krishna's kindness. So finally, the secret of success is serve Krishna's representative, the spiritual master. This service produces unshakable devotion, fearlessness, and liberation. Hare Krishna, thank you very much for patient listening. I am not qualified to speak Bhagavatam in front of all you exalted devotees, but I have tried my level best taking few things from Prabhupada lecture. So Hare Krishna. So if you have any comments or any questions, you can add. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Hare
Krishna,
Bol
Prabhuji.
Prabhu.
Thank you very much, Prabhuji, for wonderfully sharing the nectar from this specific sloka. I would request the devotees to share their questions, reflections, and comments.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Very excellent Prabhu. The first stanza of Sri Sixth Ashtaka was explained in 7 blessings of Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Absolutely very touching Prabhu. Yeah, we blessed to hear today's your nectarian lecture and presentation Prabhu. Hare Bol. Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam.
Dandavat Prabhu.
Prabhuji, your class was so forceful, clear, and I liked your class, Prabhuji. Thank you very much, Prabhuji, because it touched the entire essence of spiritual life.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Thank you very much.
And more important about chanting, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Actually, Prabhu, this time in the interview, the Mataji was telling chanting is not important. It is the service was important. Anyway, I didn't want to argue in the interview. I just said, okay. But now if this is so clear that chanting is very important. And that about Akinchana Krishnadas Maharaj, it was very nice, Prabhu. How the pure devotee, even the heart, though he was not well, he was chanting in the heart. Fantastic lecture, Prabhu. Dandavat Pranam, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare
Please
Krishna.
do come for the classes.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dandas pranams to you.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji is so nice, so wonderful, so many analogies, examples. So it was very, very wonderful to listen. And yes, you should bless all of us so that, we're able to follow some of whatever you just spoke. So thank you so much. Thank you for the association, Prabhu. Very good.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dandavat Pranams. Thanks for the wonderful class, Prabhu. Especially Shikshastakam, you explained us so well that now we can give more importance to it and deeply we can dive and then chant nicely after
Hare
getting the mercy of
Thank you. Thank you,
Chaitanya
Mataji.
Mahaprabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Dandavat.
Any other comments from any other devotees? Any questions, reflections? I think Prabhuji, thank you once again, Prabhu, for the wonderful class.
Vanchakalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya vacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Grantharaja Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you. Thank you, devotees. We will end the Zoom session. We will meet again tomorrow morning in the temple. Hare Krishna.
Prabhu, this link will be posted, Prabhu.
Yeah, Prabhuji.
Yeah, because I want to re-listen to this today's lecture, Prabhu. Please.
Yeah, it is available, Prabhuji.
Yeah, thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Dandavat pranam.